We all have met people in our lives who have a special charm. They're the ones who effortlessly draw us in with their words, actions, or simply their presence. You might wonder, how do they do it? Or, is there a secret formula to being that magnetic? In Robert Greene's book, The Art of Seduction, he dives deep into the world of charm, allure, and attraction. But this isn't just a book about romantic seduction. It's also about how to influence and captivate people in different ways. If you're familiar with the works of Robert Greene, then you'll know that he's good at dissecting complex human interactions and presenting them in ways that are easy to understand. In The Art of Seduction, he doesn't just tell you about charming techniques, he also introduces readers to different types of seducers and their unique qualities. Now, before we get any further, let's clear up one thing. Seduction, as discussed in this book, isn't about deceiving or manipulating others. It's about understanding human nature and using that knowledge to create strong connections. In essence, it's about mastering the art of allure, persuasion, and charm. So in this video, we'll dive into the key lessons from The Art of Seduction and see how you can apply them to charm just about anyone. 1. The competitive nature of desire. In The Art of Seduction, Robert Greene said that desire is both imitative, we like what others like, and competitive, we want to take away from our rivals what they have. This sense of rivalry makes people compete for attention. Desire is a funny thing. On one hand, we often want what we see others enjoying. This is the imitative nature of desire. Think about the latest fashion trend or a popular vacation spot. Once a few people start raving about something, others often jump on the bandwagon. That's human nature. Then there's the competitive side of desire. Ever noticed how something becomes a lot more appealing when there's a hint that someone else might take it away? That's because, deep down, we don't just want things for their intrinsic value. We also relish the idea of having something others can't. It adds a layer of exclusivity. This competition isn't just about material things. It plays out in the world of seduction too. People naturally vie for attention, especially from someone viewed as a prize. The idea of winning someone's attention, especially against rivals, can be exhilarating. Knowing this, a skilled seducer can subtly play on this competitive nature, making themselves seem like a valuable prize that many desire. By doing so, they amplify their allure, making others vie for their attention even more. 2. The power of mystery. There is too much anxiety in the world today to reveal everything about yourself all at once. Mystery is a powerful weapon in the game of seduction, and any kind of pursuit is made sweeter when there are layers of obstacles to overcome. Robert Greene wrote, "Mystery has always been alluring. In a world where oversharing has become the norm, holding back a bit can be quite refreshing. Think of it this way. If you meet someone and they lay out their entire life story in the first conversation, where's the intrigue? What's left to discover? Mystery adds depth to interactions. It draws people in and makes them curious. They'll want to spend more time with you, delve deeper, and unearth the stories and experiences you've kept hidden. This creates a dynamic where they're actively seeking more engagement, more connection. With seduction, this plays out beautifully. By not revealing everything up front, you become like a puzzle waiting to be solved, and people love puzzles. They enjoy the challenge, the chase, and the eventual satisfaction of figuring things out. However, it's essential to strike a balance. While a little mystery can be tantalizing, too much can come off as distant. The best approach is to give just enough to pique curiosity, prompting others to come closer and learn more. 3. Be a source of pleasure. Pleasure drives many of our actions. We gravitate towards things, experiences, and people that make us feel good. And once we've found something that brings us joy or satisfaction, it's only natural to want more of it. It's why we have our favorite foods, music, or vacation spots. We're continually chasing that feel-good sensation. In human interactions, this principle holds true as well. If someone associates you with positive emotions, laughter, and good times, they'll naturally want to spend more time with you. As Robert Greene put it, people who have experienced a certain kind of pleasure in the past will try to repeat or relive it. The more you are seen as a source of pleasure, the more people will try to hold on to you. It's not about being an entertainer, but about creating genuine moments of happiness and connection. The world can be a tough place, with its fair share of challenges. Amidst all this, if you can be a source of positivity and pleasure for someone, you become like a beacon, drawing them closer. They'll associate you with those moments of joy and will continually seek your company. Being a source of pleasure isn't about grand gestures. It's the small moments. A kind word, a shared joke, or just being there when needed. By ensuring that your interactions are predominantly positive and enjoyable, you cement your place in someone's life as a cherished companion. 4. The psychology behind seduction. As Robert Greene wrote, seduction is a game of psychology, not beauty, and it is within the grasp of any person to become a master at the game. All that is required is that you look at the world differently through the eyes of a seducer. Seduction at its core isn't about physical appearances. Many people think that great looks is the key to seducing someone, but that's a common misconception. Seduction revolves more around understanding human psychology and behavior. It's knowing what makes someone tick and responding in a way that draws them closer to you. Looking at the world through the eyes of a seducer means shifting your perspective. It's not about what you see in the mirror, but rather how you engage with others and the environment around you. This mindset turns ordinary interactions into potential moments of connection and allure. Anyone can master this art. You don't need to be a model or a movie star. It's more about learning to have a deeper understanding of people, their desires, and what drives them. And once you grasp this, the world opens up in a different way, where connections can be enabled more deeply and genuinely. Engaging in seduction, therefore, means being attuned to others, picking up on subtle cues, and making them feel seen and understood. It's about drawing them in, not with external beauty, but with genuine intrigue and understanding. 5. The pitfalls of insecurity. Anti-seducers are insecure. Feeling that they are not lovable, they become either too passive or too active. Robert Greene. Insecurity can manifest in various ways, and in the realm of seduction, it often becomes a significant roadblock. Anti-seducers, as the term suggests, inadvertently push people away because of their deep-seated feelings of inadequacy. They believe at their core that they aren't worthy of love or attention. This feeling of not being lovable often leads to two distinct behaviors, passivity or hyperactivity. Those who become passive tend to withdraw. They might avoid interactions, fearing rejection, or assuming they won't be interesting or engaging enough for others. This self-imposed isolation only serves to exacerbate their feelings of unworthiness. On the other end of the spectrum, some people overcompensate for their insecurities by becoming too active or forceful in their interactions. They might come off as desperate, always seeking validation or trying too hard to impress. This behavior can be overwhelming for others and often has the opposite effect of what's intended. Ultimately, the key to being a successful seducer is finding a balance, recognizing one's worth while also being genuine in interactions. 6. The power of effortless influence. Being desired is an incredibly powerful feeling. It gives a sense of validation. But more than that, it allows you to have a subtle influence over others without having to make a conscious effort. When people are drawn to you, they naturally value your opinions and feelings, often without even realizing it. Think about how you might act around someone you're attracted to or admire. There's a natural inclination to please them, to align with their views, or to seek their approval. This isn't about manipulation, but about the genuine pull that someone desirable exerts on those around them. Influence that comes without trying is the most potent kind. It's not about overt persuasion or forceful arguments. Instead, it's a subtle, almost magnetic pull that draws people in. They are more open to your perspectives, more attentive to your needs, and more eager to engage with you. This form of influence isn't about control. It's about mutual respect and admiration. And when harnessed correctly, it can lead to deep, meaningful connections with others, where both parties feel seen, understood, and valued. 7. Radiate from within. Everyone has met someone who just seems to light up a room, not because of their physical appearance necessarily, but because of a certain energy they exude. This inner radiance is often the most potent tool in the art of seduction. It stirs something within people, awakening feelings and sensations they might not have even realized were dormant. As Robert Greene wrote, the first step in the process of seduction is to become an object of desire, to shine with an inner radiance that stirs people's dormant senses. Inner radiance comes from a place of self-assuredness and genuine contentment. It's a reflection of being comfortable in one's skin, of understanding and accepting oneself. When someone possesses this quality, they naturally draw others towards them. It's akin to being a beacon in a dimly lit room. People are drawn to warmth, to light, to positive energy. And this has nothing to do with physical attributes. It's about an inner glow, a certain zest for life that is infectious. In the journey of seduction, cultivating this inner radiance is perhaps the most crucial step, because once you have it, attracting others becomes a natural consequence. People will want to be around you, to bask in your light, and to engage in the positivity you bring. 8. Validate, not compete. People who always need to be right, who bulldoze others with their opinions, or who come off as predatory in their approach, often end up alienating those around them. They might get momentary attention, but it's not the kind of engagement that leads to genuine connections or lasting relationships. In contrast, seduction requires a softer, more nuanced approach. It's about understanding, listening, and empathizing. Instead of always striving to lead, sometimes it's about allowing others to take the reins, to express themselves, and to feel valued. As Robert put it in The Art of Seduction, the world is full of people who are determined to be right and certain. To seduce, you need to move in the opposite direction. In conclusion, charm is a skill, one that we can all get better at with a little practice and insight from Robert Greene's book. The Art of Seduction is more than just tips on romance. It's a guide on how to resonate with others deeply. Let's take these lessons to heart and aim to make every interaction a memorable one. After all, a world with more understanding and connection is a world we'd all want to be a part of.